The numerous myths of success. We're going to dispel these right now. This is the Think Your Reality Podcast, episode 87. Hang on, here we go.
Your destiny is by your design. Getting what you want in your professional life is gained by following a series of steps created by your mindset. Are you ready to start the journey? This is the Think Your Reality Podcast. Here's Mike Sims.
Hey, it's Mike Sims, and always good to have you back. Thank you so much for spending some time with me here. So I do not know from where these myths originated, but the sad truth is that they have been spoken of so many times that the lie becomes the truth. We need to abandon these as excuses or reasons not to pursue our hopes and dreams. You can have success or excuses. You will not get both. Let's discuss. So myth number one, you need money to be successful. No. There have been people born into poverty and have amassed great wealth and lived a life and left a legacy of great generosity. And there have been people born into great wealth that have lived a life of poverty. It comes down to the person themselves. It's all about what we discuss in this podcast, to have a vision, have a dream, and a plan, and a conviction within your heart that you can achieve and you deserve the good things that come with it. Why not you? Myth number two, you have to have influence. Influence is actually a byproduct of success. Influence is gained over time by the success you generate. You become an influencer by being successful, not the other way around. Influence comes to those that stay the course and don't waver. They let the seeds they planted take time to grow and produce something of value. We need to be both persistent and patient at the same time. Number three, you have to have an Ivy League education. Now, it may help in many professions to have that, but graduating any of the prestigious institutes of higher learning is not a prerequisite to being a success. Something never taught in a university is the ability to succeed. That is the internal education. It comes from within. I've always been a proponent of self-reliance, of self-discovery, of taking calculated chances and learning from them. That education is invaluable. You will not put a price on that. The price paid for it is the trial and error process and the internal tenacity to keep following your dreams in the face of adversity. The sad reality is that most people miss that life lesson. Your ability to conceive and create your successful existence is the life lesson that will forever bring you great satisfaction and professional contentment for your entire life. Myth number four, you have to know someone. Knowing someone and having a hook is not, nor will it ever be a guarantee. Yes, that person can open the door for you, but in the end, it's you that shines or fizzles. It's all internal. You have enough to be the one that someone knows. My fear for the person relying on someone knowing someone is that they are content on riding that person's coattails. That ride will not last long. In a short time, you are going to have to stand on your own or be discovered as nothing more than an opportunist. Myth number five, you need experience. Well, you gain a wealth of experience when you venture out into the world and believe in the right to be successful and to gain what life has to offer by having a plan and working that plan to death. Myth number six, you have to be lucky. This might be the biggest line of crap you'll ever hear. You create luck by working the plan and continually moving toward the goal you set despite your mistakes and shortfalls. We've touched on that. I believe people simply use this as an excuse. Remember, you're going to get either excuses or excess. No room for both. You create your own luck. Now, I'm not going to get into a political rant, but I do love the phrase that the harder I work, the luckier I get. Success has a generic definition. It means the same to everyone. That is absolutely not true. There are certain professions, though they may have compensated a person very well, would not be a fit for them because it's not where they deem themselves to be to find gratification in their life's work. I'd make a fortune being a doctor. I don't have a desire to, and I certainly don't have the intellect to do it. Your definition of success is as different as your DNA is from everyone else's. I've shared with you that my idea or version of success involves a collection of classic American cars and the money to work on them, to buy, trade, and sell. I love negotiating. It's an affinity I've had since I was a teenager, and I'm determined to make that a reality. Also, I get great joy in spending time with my family, and whatever career that I can choose that would afford me that, I'm all for it. Only certain personality types can succeed. Come on. I'm sure you've seen or taken the DISC, the D-I-S-C, or another version of the personality test. I took them, and I was found not to have a personality. There are ways and means of doing and achieving things that suit that particular person. You need to abandon the myth that in order to be a success, you need to be a certain personality type. It's not true. Look at the tortoise and the hare, two different personality types, if you will. The timeless children's story, and yet the hare won the race. Following your passion is enough to succeed. I will grant you, it is one of the components, absolutely. The others are a plan, a self-belief, persistence, and hard work. In my book, I Am, I Can, I Will, one of the entries is, success does come before work, but only in the dictionary. Continue to follow your passion with a sincere and heartfelt belief and focus, a plan for its creation and an unwavering belief in its reality. And that dream is all but guaranteed. Success is dependent on your upbringing and early experiences in life. You and I both know that that's nonsense. And here are some really good examples to prove that this is completely inaccurate. Ludwig van Beethoven was often pulled out of bed in the middle of the night in order to play the piano for his father, who was drinking with his friends, and he'd take a beating if he protested. Andrew Carnegie lived in a one-room house as a little boy in Scotland. He was the mastermind behind Bethlehem Steel and at one time was the richest man in the world. Not bad for a one-room house person. The actress Halle Berry stayed in a homeless shelter. Starbucks founder Howard Schultz grew up in a housing complex for the poor. This woman was born into poverty. Oprah Winfrey is now worth $3 billion. Ralph Lauren was once a clerk at Brooks Brothers, dreaming of men's ties. Okay. Leonardo Del Vecchio grew up in an orphanage, later worked in a factory where he lost part of his finger. He's the creator and founder of the Ray-Ban Company and is worth in excess of $24 billion. Success is dependent on your earlier life experiences? I don't think so. You can't succeed without stepping on other people. This is the one that I hate the most. And exactly the opposite is true. It's the person that helps others to get to their best station in life that elevates his own worth in the world. Two of my earlier experiences in the workplace had me work for one man who was so intent on gaining and at times cheating his employees for his own gain, he ended up in a Florida State Penitentiary for mail fraud. I have to laugh. He also attempted to cheat his customers. Another person I worked for owned a very lucrative real estate company and lost all of it by his dishonest dealings and then blamed all of the employees for the downfall of the company. Both tried to get over and went under. You become a great success overnight. This is a blatant lie, and any attempt to do this should be avoided at all costs. The person or company perpetuating this is attempting to get rich at some poor soul's expense. Conversely, your well-thought-out plan and carrying it out is a foundation on which future ideas and successes can be born. My name is Mike Sims. This is the Think Your Reality podcast. I wish you an absolutely awesome day, as I do believe you deserve nothing less.